Hello everyone. I often hear the advice in KSP, don't fly too fast in the lower atmosphere. And I was thinking the same in the early days until I got known, or I realized that there are gravity losses too. And this advice isn't the perfect one, because the gravity losses are much bigger than the drag losses, and because of that I wanted to make this video. So, when you don't think about the gravity losses, it's correct. If you think, there are only drag losses, and if I'm flying too fast, the atmosphere is pushing to my vehicle and slowing me down and I lose efficiency. Yeah, this is correct. But the point is, the gravity losses have much more impact. And what are the gravity losses? The gravity losses are the losses that are caused by the gravity. Well, yeah, okay. If you fly straight up, your fuel is out, you will slow down and you fall back down, because the gravity pulls you back. So if you want to stay in space, this is not good. And what can you do? Yeah, you can fly in a fast circle called orbit, and then the radial forces outwards are big enough to counter the gravity forces inwards. And as soon as you reach the equilibrium, or where both forces are the same, as soon as you reach orbit, the gravity losses are zero. You don't have losses anymore. But as long as you don't have the 2,200 meters per second in low Kerbin orbit, horizontal speed, as long as you don't have them, the gravity pulls you back and you need to invest fuel to prevent it. And these are your gravity losses. So, as faster you get to the orbital speed, as lower your gravity losses are. And because of that, flying slow is bad. You save maybe some drag losses, but you get more gravity losses. And to show this, I have built a rocket out of vanilla parts, which can get to orbit if it will be flown perfectly. It is a capsule, it has a heat shield, it has a decoupler, 3 tanks, it has a swivel T45 for this purpose. This should be a heavy top part. And 2 tanks and a T45 down here. This design can get into orbit if flown on a perfect ascent. And MechJab can do it. If I can do it by hand, this is so close, I don't know. But we will see MechJab later. And we have a MechJab window which shows us the steering losses. If we fly into this direction and burn into this, then we have steering losses. The drag losses by the aerodynamics, and the gravity losses because the planet pulls us back. And yeah, I think let's try fly an ascent as we are used to it. Don't fly too fast in a lower atmosphere. Then maybe angle at 10 kilometers and we will see how far we come. We have our losses here, and SAS on 3, 2, 1. Okay, now the question, what ascent we use? I will try to stay around 300 meters per second below 10 kilometers and then slowly give more speed. And now you see the drag losses. Okay, we are slow, we don't have much drag losses, this is usual, but the gravity losses kick in hard. This is the delta V we already spent fighting the gravity. So we already spent 400 plus 140, 450 plus 150, 600 meters delta V, but we only got 180 in our vehicle yet. So I point a little bit to the east. I throttle down to don't have much drag losses, but yeah, gravity losses kick in. I throttle up a little bit more again. And I think 20 kilometers we can go full throttle again. And I want to go to an 75 kilometers orbit. Okay. Okay, so we are on high atmosphere. I just create a maneuver. And what we need are, we don't, that's perfect. Set the maneuver on the apoapsis and give me a circularization maneuver. I just use precise maneuver for it. And you see, we need 1,500 meters per second for orbit, and we have 1,130. So yeah, we can try it, but it will not work out. I didn't check the burn time. Oh, we are a little bit too early, but this doesn't matter. We don't have enough delta V. Okay, let's fly to the AP again. And burn prograde. Yeah. No orbit. So, no good ascent. And you see, we spent 1,570 meters per second on gravity losses and only 100 meters per second on drag losses. So don't care about the drag losses. Don't fly extra slow. Get to orbit as fast as possible to minimize the losses of 1,500 meters per second. Let's try it again. I'm trying to aim at 45 degrees at 10 kilometers this time. But I'm once again, well, let's start. I once again will try to not fly much faster than 300 meters per second. Yeah, and you see again the gravity losses kick in. If we would lower our thrust and hover, we would waste all the fuel to the gravity losses. Okay, let's get a little bit to the east. And in the next run, I fly a manual best ascent I think I can do. Maybe I will mess it up. And in the last round, we will let Mechjab fly, cause we can see, or you can see what I want to say when he flies. Okay, 300 meters per second. I'm throttling down. Going slower, we are on 10 kilometers, so I want to go throttling a little bit up just by a feeling. 45 degrees, I think 15 kilometers we can give full throttle now. I stay on 45 degrees for this run. Okay, and we have our 75 meters per kilometer orbit. Apoapsis. Not orbit yet. So let's time warp. Okay, we are in the high atmosphere. The drag is almost not changing our velocity anymore. Okay, precise maneuver. Please set a maneuver on apoapsis and circular rise. So, well, we still have 1100 and we need 1300. It is closer. It is closer. We have flown a better orbit. Ah, not orbit, ascent. So let's try it. Estimated burn 25 seconds. We know it will not be enough. It was a little bit too early. Yeah, and our gravity losses are lower. I think 100 meters per second, only 1450. So what happened now? Why is it burn stopping? Ah, our fuel. Okay, 200 meters per second to fuel. Yeah, well, no orbit. Okay, so what do we learn from this? For me, it is get as much horizontal speed as fast as possible, but at the same time, don't stay really long in the low atmosphere. So you must find the golden cut or the best between the two. So angle fast, it doesn't care if your ship is burning. If you can control it and you are still at least half fast out of the atmosphere, it is good. So let's try it as I would do it. I don't know how good it will run. Let's try fast ascent. And again, I'm not the best on it. Okay, we need to get a little bit speed. Slowly pointing eastwards. I think, what was the gravity losses? For 1450, I think. And we had 200 meters per second too few delta V for orbit. And one thing to note, you can only do this if your rocket is aerodynamic stable. So it doesn't help you when you have a big thing that you cannot really control. Because we will now fly fast through the atmosphere. We already have 400 meters per second. I'm even go more shallow. Apoapsis is 20 kilometers, so by going shallow fast, we get horizontal speed fast. But it may not be too shallow, cause then you stay in the thick atmosphere for a long time. Okay, now you would maybe assume, oh, this cannot be efficient. Well, I think it can. However, it could be that we are now really too deep. We will see. Well, we only have 560 left, but we are fast already. And this is the thing, the gravity losses kick in a little bit slower because we are fast, so we have more forces outwards already. So we don't need to counter that much gravity losses with fuel, because we have helping forces, radial forces outwards, because we are fast already. So, okay, we have our 75 kilometer AP. So let's see how close we are this time. Set on AP, circularize, and we need 505, and we have 560. Oh, hey, we did it manual. So this is an example I wanted to show. Even with a fast shock heating ascent, we are better than the ascents before. And yeah, I think we should complete the orbit to show it. So we still have gravity losses. At the first turn we had gravity losses of 1550, and I'm pressing the wrong key. And not yet. And with the second one we had 1450 gravity losses. And I think we now have only 1150 gravity losses. So, and we have orbit. 80 to 60, 70 kilometers. Well, yeah, the maneuver was not burned, but yeah, we still have 50 meters per second, so we have our 75 kilometers orbit. So prograde and the gravity losses should stop now, because we don't have them anymore. Okay, yeah, they stopped. So, we've flown a shallow, very fast ascent. We have invested 30 meters more drag losses, but we lowered the gravity losses by, well, maybe 400 meters per second. So, yeah, don't care too much about the drag losses. If you can control the rocket and you can fly a fast, shallow ascent, this is okay. So, in the end, let's see how MechJeb does it. What do we have left? 39 meters per second, but we are already higher. We have 84 to 82 kilometers. Okay, MechJeb, now it's your turn. Show what you can do. Where's the ascent guidance? Okay. Engage autopilot and 3, 2, 1. Your ship. Yeah, and you see it, MechJeb also flies a shallow ascent. You can see it, it is very, yeah, it's very shallow. And it's good, it's an efficient thing. He starts at around 100 meters per second. And this should be pretty stock. I didn't play it around with MechJeb. I only changed the orbit altitude from 100 kilometers to 75. And MechJeb is not throttling down also. So 300 meters per second at 7,000, 340 at 8,000, 380 at 9,000, 400 at 10 kilometers, almost 450, 500 at 12 kilometers. And I think we will get shock heating here, yeah. We get shock heating here too. He needs to stage soon. Okay, now he raises the AP to 75 kilometer. And in the early days I couldn't imagine that this could be efficient, but well, it is. Because the shock heating effects are a little bit overdone maybe in KSP, I think. Yeah, okay, he's over his trajectory, but this is no problem. The rocket had much thrust, so he, yeah, it's going too high. So AP 75 kilometers. We have 854 meters per second left. When we are out of the atmosphere, he will do the maneuver node. Okay, 852 by 854. Well, this means we were more efficient than MechJab in the last ascent, because we had more fuel and we were on a higher orbit. That's interesting. Didn't expect that. Okay, MechJab was able to get a 75 to 75 with 2 meters per second fuel left. Wow, we were 10 kilometers higher and had even more delta V. Crazy. Wow, cool. Like that. Okay, so this rocket is capable of achieving orbit. It can go to 75 kilometers. You can try it for yourself. Just rebuild this rocket. I will show it once again. It's a parachute, a standard capsule, a standard heat shield, a decoupler, 3 small tanks, and T-54 and decoupler, 2 T-800s, 1 T-54 again, and 4 winglets, or 4 basic fins for aerodynamic stability. Let's try the last manual ascent, but the video is over. I think I have shown that the gravity losses kick much more in than the drag losses, so flying slow makes no sense. As long as you can control the rocket, go full thrust. So let's do it again. Let's try aim at 75. So how much? 23 minutes. Well, it's a little bit longer than I hoped, but well. Or what I can show you here, when we hover or we fly a really low ascent, you see we just get gravity losses, we don't get speed, our fuel is running out. So this is the extreme opposite of flying fast. It is flying really slow. Yeah, we don't have drag losses at all at 50 meters per second, but we just spending all the fuel trying to escape the atmosphere. And no, sorry, it's the gravity. Trying to counteract the gravity. So we already spent 650 plus 50. We spent 700 meters per second of our delta V, and we didn't get pretty high. And this is also, here you can see also why it is not good if you are TWR at start. Oh, I don't have it in here. If it's too low, you should have 1.2 to 1.3 at least atmospheric TWR at start, because if not, you are just flying so slow that you're wasting all your fuel counteracting gravity and you don't get anywhere. Okay, and yeah. So this is not efficient. Yeah, the two main tanks are already almost empty, and we almost have the full gravity losses of the first ascent. Okay, orbital speed is 300. We have 1,200 left, so yeah. With this slow speed, this is not efficient at all. Okay, so revert. Let's do a last manual as good as we can run. Maybe we have luck and we are better than MechChap once again, but I don't really think this. Wobbling around here. If you are fast enough, you can achieve this by locking onto prograde and doing a real gravity turn, where the rocket is flying 100% prograde. But yeah, I don't know. I prefer to steer when I am where for this run. Okay, we are almost at 45 degrees pitch angle. 7 kilometers. We stay at full thrust, we ignore the aerodynamic effects, just get lateral? I don't know. Horizontal velocity as fast as we can, and we also ignore the shock heating, but we don't want to burn at 19. We want to get out of the atmosphere, so check your height, check your actual apex. You have AP 23, so you know you're soon out of the atmosphere, out of the thick atmosphere. And in the thin atmosphere, the shock heating is no problem. You shouldn't burn shock heating below 10 kilometers, but here at 20 kilometers, it's really no problem. Okay, let's get faster and faster to 75 kilometers. And this is an efficient ascent. Yeah, it's crazy anyhow. Gravity losses 970. Drag losses I totally don't care. Okay. So put the maneuver on AP and circularize. So, well, we have 708, we need 673, so we seem to be again a little bit better than MechChap. Interesting. But I think not as good as the first one. As the first manual, we try the best we can approach. And a good ascent, you can also see that you don't have to burn much at the AP. So we only need to burn 600. If we would have been even better, we only had to burn maybe 300. We can do a last try. Estimated burn 17 seconds, so 9 seconds before. I don't want to push the AP away, so I'm throttling down and wait until we end apoapsis. And I think we should burn just prograde. Oops, a little bit too much. Okay, but we 75 to 81 and we have 29 meters per second left in the fuel tank. Okay, one last run. It's challenging. I think we can burn even more shallow. So what we can get out of this by a good ascent. We can nose down a little bit more in the last, while doing the last seconds of the burn. Okay. Go shallow. And I was waiting very long, so I need to force it, so we get some steering losses, but you can totally ignore them. Okay, now I don't want to nose down anymore, cause it could be too shallow. Yeah, this is really shallow. We need to get out of the thick atmosphere before we are, well, really fast. So 18 kilometer AP is not, I don't know. Not sure yet. Okay, we are at 1000 meters per second and below 20. Okay, I think this time we are really fast, really slow, so, well, yeah. This may be a bit too shallow. Gravity losses are 950 already. We have 467. Okay, let's check a note. How much do we need to burn? AP, circular rise, 480. Okay, this was too shallow. We didn't get orbit with that. So yeah, it's a point. Shallow is good, too shallow is not good. Shock heating is okay, but yeah, it's the point of getting the best way in the middle. We didn't have enough fuel for this run, so no orbit this time. Okay, one last run, then I stop the video. We still are below 40 minutes. Yeah, I think I need to turn a little bit earlier. In theory, we could try a real gravity turn. This means the rocket is flying 100% prograde, so we may not steer. If we steer, it's not the gravity turn anymore, because we are not flying 100% prograde. So 80 meters, let's kick in 5 degrees, or 10 maybe already. And lock to prograde. So now it's a real gravity turn, we don't steer. So rocket is flying 100% prograde. You could also disable SAS. It's flying prograde without steering. A real gravity turn. The gravity turn is a optimization technique of ascents. And you can build the rocket lighter because you don't have wind forces, and you get this by flying 100% prograde. But for me, this means we may not steer, because if we steer, we are not flying 100% prograde anymore. And then it's not a real gravity turn. As you see, we don't steer at the moment. But the AP is rising too fast, so this is... yeah, will not work out in the end. But it would be interesting if we get orbit with this. Okay, not completely 75. So let's stage and burn to 75. Okay, so now we are out of the thick atmosphere. We enable SAS again. Prograde. Let's see. Oh, we need to burn much at the AP. So this is not that efficient. Yeah. We need 1300. We have 1200. So no orbit. Yeah, it's hard to... The gravity turn would get us into orbit if done right. So at the right height, you get the right initial pitch angle, then it would be perfect, but it's really hard to guesstimate. So, yeah. Okay, so that it was. Enough launches. We have seen that flying slow isn't not good. Flying fast to a AP. How to say? If we have a big arc here, so this is not efficient too, but get fast horizontal speed so that we have a low arc, then it will be efficient. And don't get confused by shock heating at above 15 kilometers. The atmosphere is so thin, it will not cost you much. With MechChip, you can see the losses. You need to just add a custom window editor. You make a new window, and then in recorder, see the losses, drag losses, gravity losses, and steering losses. You can add it if you want to see it. And yeah, I think that was it. Hope you liked it, and maybe you got something new or interesting from it. If yes, I'm happy, and maybe see you next time. Bye bye.